When I pull up on a hater, watch a hater fall back. I'm too good with these hands, watch a hater fall back.
What up, y'all? TLO for the Parley. Kendall Gill on the other end of that screen. What's up, man?
Hey, nothing to it, man. How you doing, TLO?
I hear you a busy man, so we had to Zoom it today, man.
Yeah, man. You know that's what happens when you're a dad, man. You gotta take care of the kids, bro. You gotta take care of the kids, working, doing the Bulls games, doing the parlay, training in between. So, and I got a wife too. So,
That should have been the first thing you should have said.
She's downstairs, hoping she didn't hear.
Gotcha. We'll move on with the show, man. What's up, y'all? It's the Parlay. We're having a quick virtual episode for y'all today because we had to talk about the Canelo Caleb Plant fight that happened on Saturday out in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. It was a great fight. We're going to talk about it right now, but don't forget real quick before we do even start, follow us on social media. Check the links in the description box. Make sure you guys are all up to date with everything the Parlay. Of course, myself and Kendall Gill are always on tab with all the big events in the sport of boxing. And with that said, Kendall, Saturday, Caleb Plant went up against the pound-for-pound king, and my goodness gracious, he impressed TLO, man. He impressed me. He held his own for 11 rounds, but man, when you face the pound-for-pound king, you got to come correct. And he fell short in the 11th round. Canelo did knock him out by stoppage. And again, Canelo proves he's still the number one fighter in the world.
Yeah, he is. And the thing is, what I liked about this fight is that Caleb Plant came in and did better than I thought he was going to do. He utilized his jab. He was confusing Canelo, a lot like Landy Lara and Floyd Mayweather did with their footwork. The one weakness that Canelo has, he has slow feet. So, fast hands, great head movement, and he's got everything else. But his kryptonite is his footwork. And I think that's why fighters that can move have success with him early. But you only one, and that's Floyd, that really schooled him. But, Caleb Plant utilized his footwork. He used a lot of different combinations. His defense was on point. It's just that, sooner or later, Canelo is going to catch up with you. And that left hook he threw when Caleb Plant was in the Philly shell, by the way, he was waiting for him to do that. That shows you how good Floyd Mayweather is, because he can use the Philly shell all night long and give you different looks. And Canelo could never catch him, but he caught Caleb Plant. And you got to take your hat off, though, to Canelo. I mean, he's now undisputed 168-pound champion, all the belts. In my opinion, I think he's the greatest Mexican fighter of all time doing this. Julio Cesar.
You're gonna get some backlash from Mexican fans now. Be careful.
I know, but I mean, you go back and you look at Salvador Sanchez, Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales,
Marquez.
Juan Manuel Marquez. None of them have moved up in divisions like Canelo, and I just don't know. I got to give that man his props, man, because look, he fought 154, 160, 168, 175, won a belt.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, nobody has done that, and I mean, and they have a ton of great fighters, but I think with him doing what he did Saturday night, I think that puts him over the hump.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only undisputed Mexican ever to do it anyway. That's another thing you can add to that list there. So absolutely. And listen, we don't want to take shine away from Canelo, because Canelo is, I mean, he's done it all. The one thing he has not done that I go back to is just Floyd. And what's funny, while I was watching this fight, KG, all I could think about was Floyd Mayweather, his greatness, the way, like, Caleb was doing the best he could with that Philly shell and his movement, He was. And then you think of Floyd, you're like, damn, Floyd was like just moving out, classing him out, boxing faster, His defense was even better. Like he was able to be elusive and, get away from the shots that Canelo was throwing. And all I was thinking about was, man, this is exactly how Floyd fought him, but he beat him.
But he beat him. Yeah. That
Yeah.
just lets you know how high Floyd's his boxing IQ is, what great shape he was in, his ability to think and make adjustments on the move. Yeah. That's the one thing that Floyd had over Canelo. But you got to give it to Canelo. Floyd might be the best of all time. He might be. So if that's his one loss, then you got to take your hat off to the guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Canelo obviously has all the belts now at 168, super middleweight, again, undisputed for a fact. Caleb Plant deserves all the praise. I mean, he did his thing. He's just not, Canelo's right. He wasn't on his level, and he had to be Caleb had to be quicker in order to avoid those shots. And he had to be a little more aggressive at times too, as well, even though I think he picked his spots well and he was landing on Canelo throughout the fight. But you just, there's levels to it. Like you say, in every sport, there's levels to things. And he fell short, but he looked good. He's going to get another big fight. I'm interested to see who he's going to fight next. How they're going to set that up for Caleb. He's in his prime of his career. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do with Caleb. And it's also going to be interesting to see who Canelo's going to fight next. And there's two names I'll give you right now, right off the bat, that I'm sure people want to see. And that's number one, Benavidez.
Yeah, that's
one of the Charlo brothers.
One of the Carlo brothers. That's what I was going to say too. I mean, Benavidez, big, strong, doesn't take a step back, throws a lot of punches. That would be hell. That's the one that I want to see. Okay, Charlo maybe next, but I don't think that Canelo will have a big problem with Charlo because Charlo is flat-footed.
Right.
He moves a little bit, but he still stands flat-footed. So does Benavidez. But I like the fight with Benavidez because they're going to stand there, they're going to trade. Benavidez, I mean, his defense is okay, but he takes a lot of punches too.
He does.
But he's been calling out Canelo for a long time. So is Charlo.
Yeah.
But also Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
You got that.
That's a good point.
So he's got 3 fights that I think if he wins those, you got to start thinking about him as a pound for pound all-time great.
Yeah, because he would have beaten everybody.
Beaten everybody. Yeah. So, I like his style. I like the way he fights. I like his head movement. He displays all facets of the game. He comes with power. He'll finesse you sometimes. Throws combinations. And I'm starting to love the way he talks crap at the press conferences too, man.
At this point, when you're the pound for pound king, you better start talking some smack.
I was born ready.
It's funny. One of the interesting clips in this fight, and I tagged you on Instagram when they were talking to each other in round 9, and Caleb was telling him, "I'm pretty good at 21-0, huh?" And he said, "I respect your skills," and Canelo was just like, "Yeah."
I know.
I forget the exact exchange, but I know. Yeah,
I know.
I know. I mean, that was great. We should have more of that, or they should try to dial into that somehow during.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. But I mean, all around, man, it was a great fight. Like I said, Caleb Plant didn't get totally blown out like I thought he was going to get blown out. I called one of Caleb Plant's fights when he fought this guy Mike Lee. Remember the kid from Notre Dame?
Yeah.
He was on the undercard of the Pacquiao-Keith Thurman fight. And, he displayed power. Now, everybody thinks that Caleb Plant can't hit, but I saw in person. That guy can crack. He's knocked guys out, single shots, body shots. Did it to Mike Lee. So, and he hit Canelo pretty good. Then Canelo just walked right through it.
Yeah, it was
walking right through his shots.
A whole nother guy, man. It's just there's a reason why he's number 1 in the world. So
it's levels to this.
Levels. He said that himself. Remember?
That's right.
One last thing here before we let everybody go here. So we saw what happened on Sunday. There was another fight on Sunday, another combat sporting event, the Usman and Covington fight. And there was an image of Dana White watching the Canelo fight during his own event. And afterwards, in this press conference, he's talked about how he would put 100,000, I think, on Canelo to beat Usman in a boxing match. How do you feel about all that?
He would put 100,000 on who?
On Canelo. He picked Canelo.
Oh, he put 100,000 on Canelo to beat who?
Usman.
To beat Usman in a boxing fight? So you gonna bet against your own fighter?
That's what he said. That's what he said at the post.
He's gonna put 100,000 on Canelo to beat Usman in a boxing fight.
He said exactly those words.
Why would he put Usman in with Canelo? Why would he put Canelo in with Usman?
I think one of the reporters asked him a question. I'm not sure exactly how the question was presented, but it was all over the social media waves that he would put it on Canelo and not Usman.
Well, I mean, he's right. I mean, Usman could not beat Canelo in a fight. I mean, a boxing match. MMA, yeah, but boxing, no. So I mean, yeah, hey, that's a smart business move. I would do that too. Shoot, who wouldn't do that?
That'd be an interesting event. But yeah, fun and interesting how both events were on the same day. I was asking myself, like, did they do this on purpose, or did they do the Usman fight later on because Canelo's fight came a little earlier? It was an interesting decision.
It was, because they waited a long time for that Usman fight to come on. I mean, it was maybe 30, 40 minutes after Canelo had gotten done. Yeah. So yeah, they're waiting for the ratings, man. It's all business, bro. It's all business.
You know how it works, man. Well, we'll see what happens. Canelo is the undisputed super middleweight, the first ever Mexican to do it, and the first guy. I mean, I think he's one of 6 people now undisputed.
Yeah, 1 of 6. Yep.
Got to give your hats off to him, and hats off to Plant, who did his thing in that ring with the pound for pound champ.
Yeah, congrats, Caleb.
It's the Parlay. TLO here, Kendall Gill there. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all of it. It's all right there in the description box. And, of course, on the screen. And we'll see you guys in studio for our next episode. Promise. I promise. What's up, guys? TLO from the Parlay, Kendall Gill. If you like what you saw, follow, subscribe, visit us on our website, all that stuff. Do it. You know what I'm about to do right now, though?
What's that?
I'm about to go beat your record in 2K. 11 steals. 11 steals.
Just as long as you do it on 2K.
11 steals. Easy.
As long as you do it on 2K. Just don't do it on the court for real.
When I pull up on a hater, watch a hater fall back. I'm too good with these hands, watch a hater fall flat. If I die, all I know, I'm a fucking legend. It's so great for my city. I'm the realest one that's repping.